Renowned for his portrayal of the Tramp, a lovable figure with a bowler hat, mustache, and cane, Charlie Chaplin became an iconic symbol of the silent film era and one of cinema's first true superstars, transforming the industry in ways few could have ever anticipated. Charlie Chaplin was born as Charles Spencer Chaplin on April 16, 1889, in London, England. His path to fame is a true rags-to-riches story. His father, who drank heavily, left the family soon after Chaplin was born. This left Chaplin and his older half-brother Sidney in the care of their mother. She was a vaudeville performer and music hall singer, known by the stage name Lily Harley. Chaplin's mother, who later developed serious mental health problems and had to be placed in an asylum, was able to provide for the family for a few years. But during one of her performances, something happened that would change Chaplin's life forever. In the middle of her show, Hannah suddenly lost her voice. The production manager, knowing young Charlie could sing, sent the 5-year-old on stage to take her place. Chaplin impressed the audience with his natural charm and even made them laugh by imitating his mother's broken voice. Sadly, this marked the end of Hannah's singing career as her voice never recovered. With no income left, Chaplin and his brother Sidney had to move into London's harsh workhouses for a while. Inspired by his mother's passion for the stage, Chaplin was eager to pursue a career in show business. In 1897, with the help of his mother's connections, he joined a clog dancing troupe called the 8 Lancashire Lads. However, his time with the group was brief and not very lucrative, which led the ambitious Chaplin to find other ways to support himself. Chaplin's rise to fame didn't happen overnight. At 19, he joined the prestigious Fred Karno pantomime troupe, where he honed his skills as a comedic actor. It was during a U.S. tour with this troupe that Chaplin caught the eye of Mack Sennett, the head of Keystone Studios, a major force in the early days of American cinema. While performing with the Karno troupe, Chaplin experienced the United States for the first time. It was there that film producer Mack Sennett noticed him and offered him a contract, paying Chaplin $150 a week. In 1914, Chaplin made his film debut in a rather unremarkable short film called Make a Living. Wanting to stand out from the other actors in Sennett's films, Chaplin created a distinctive character, and thus the Little Tramp was born. Audiences were introduced to this iconic figure for the first time in Kid Auto Races at Venice, 1914. In reality, Chaplin didn't always play a tramp. In many of his films, his character had various jobs, like a waiter, store clerk, stagehand, or fireman. His character was more of an outsider, a misfit, who didn't fit into society, was unlucky in love, and could do many things but wasn't a master at any. Some believe the tramp character came from Chaplin's difficult childhood, while others think it was inspired by his mentor Fred Karno saying, "Keep it wistful, gentlemen, keep it wistful." Whatever the origin, within a few months of his film debut, Chaplin became the biggest star on screen. In the following year, Chaplin acted in 35 films, including Tilly's Punctured Romance, the first full-length comedy ever made. In 1915, Chaplin left Sennett to join the S&A Company, which offered him $1,250 a week. By this time, Chaplin had hired his brother Sidney as his business manager, and it was with S&A that his fame truly skyrocketed. In his first year with S&A, Chaplin made 14 films, including The Tramp, 1915. By age 26, just 3 years after his vaudeville days, he was a superstar. He then joined the Mutual Company, earning an impressive $670,000 a year. Despite his newfound wealth, Chaplin's creativity thrived, producing some of his best work like 1 A.M., 1916, The Rink, 1916, The Vagabond, 1916, and Easy Street, 1917. In the 1920s, Chaplin's career soared to new heights. He made several landmark films during this time, including The Kid, 1921, The Pilgrim, 1923, A Woman in Paris, 1923, The Gold Rush, 1925, which he later said he wanted to be remembered for, and The Circus, 1928. The last 3 films were released through United Artists, a company Chaplin co-founded in 1919 with Douglas Fairbanks, Mary Pickford, and D.W. Griffith. Films like City Lights, 1931, Modern Times, 1936, were celebrated not just for their humor, but for the emotional depth Chaplin brought to the screen. Though largely silent, his later films' visual gags and poignant moments communicated Chaplin's concern for the working class and the underprivileged. Chaplin made an even bolder statement with The Great Dictator, 1940, where he openly mocked the regimes of Hitler and Mussolini. After leaving the US, Chaplin settled in Switzerland with his fourth wife, Una O'Neill, with whom he had 8 children. Though his later films, including Limelight, 1952, and A King in New York, 1957, did not achieve the same level of success as his earlier works, Chaplin remained an influential figure in the film industry. Despite the controversy surrounding his political views and personal life, Chaplin's contributions to cinema were undeniable. In 1972, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences extended an olive branch by awarding Chaplin an honorary Oscar for his contributions to the film industry. His return to the United States after 20 years was a triumphant one, with a standing ovation that lasted 12 minutes, the longest in Oscar history. Chaplin's personal life was as eventful as his professional one. He was married 4 times, and his relationships were often marked by scandal. His first 2 marriages, to actresses Mildred Harris and Lita Grey, ended in divorce amid allegations of infidelity and bitter legal battles. One of the most notable controversies came when actress Joan Barry accused Chaplin of fathering her child in the 1940s. Although a blood test proved that Chaplin was not the father, the legal battle tarnished his reputation, and the scandal made headlines for years. Despite these challenges, Chaplin found stability with his last wife, Una O'Neill, the daughter of playwright Eugene O'Neill, with whom he remained until his death. In the early hours of December 25, 1977, at the age of Chaplin passed away at his home in Corsier-sur-Vevey, Vaud, Switzerland, with his wife, Una, and 7 of his children by his side. In a strange turn of events, not long after his burial near Lake Geneva, his body was stolen by 2 men who demanded $400,000 for its return. The men were eventually caught, and Chaplin's body was recovered 11 weeks later. When Charlie Chaplin passed away, his net worth was estimated to be at least $100 million, which would be roughly equivalent to $400 million in today's currency. Charlie Chaplin's influence on film and popular culture is immense. As a pioneering figure in cinema, he elevated silent film to an art form by combining humor with deep social and political commentary. His character, the Tramp, became a universal symbol of hope and humanity, resonating with audiences worldwide. Despite facing political controversy and personal scandals, Chaplin's brilliance as a filmmaker is undeniable. His skill in conveying universal truths through physical comedy, touching narratives, and innovative techniques cements his legacy as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it engaging, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to stay updated with more captivating content, hit that red subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video from us. Your support means everything.